It's one easy way to prep your pantry with dried beans. Welcome back to Homestead. I'm in the kitchen today and I am covered in flour. Guys, if you think that you are a good cook, try to make macarons by hand. Let me show you. I've got these. They're sitting out resting. These are key lime pie macarons, and this is probably the hardest thing I have ever made before. But anyway, so excuse the mess. I want to show you an idea that I've had about DIY mason jar meals. These are soup mixes. You see these around the holidays. They're great gift ideas, and I stocked up on some more beans today. I'm going to show you everything we've got, and I said, why not put this on the shelf and make it sustainable for ourselves? So you need mason jars. That's what I'm using, and a ton of beans. I've got probably every variety that Walmart had. I was just stocking back up, and I wanted to do the soup mixes. Again, it's great gift ideas. It's great to have on the shelf. It's one less thing for you to have to go drag out late at night to cook a meal. Okay, so easy peasy. I've got those here. I've got spices, and I'm going to show you what we're going to make. So we're going to do several recipes today. I'm just kind of coming up with this on my own and showing you what I am going to do and what I usually put in a soup that has a lot of beans. So check it out. So first things first, of course you need mason jars. I've got a knife here to open up my beans. I have old lids. This says okra and tomatoes. These are used lids. Keep those, especially if you dehydrate anything. Keep those because that will be fine to go on top of these, okay? You can take this off. I just didn't. This is going to be for us. Got our rings here with some more lids. I've got different size mason jars here. I like the quart size. You could do pints as well. Beans. I have navy beans, cranberry beans, small red beans, large lima beans. Usually we'll just eat this with some cornbread, but we've got them just for this as well. Lentils. If you've never tried these, try these. This tastes very much to me like meat. It's very good if you need a meat replacement, okay? If just for the taste. Green split peas, great northern beans, pinto beans, black beans. And I also have a package of rotini. This was 97 cents for this whole package. I also make my own pasta and dehydrate it. This is my bow tie pasta. You could use that as well. Olive oil, egg, and all-purpose flour. That's all this takes. I just got this because it was so cheap. I have different kinds of food all throughout the house. So now I have spices. I'm going to talk to you about those as we go along instead of showing you all those at once. I have a ton of spices and a ton of things. Last but not least, cayenne pepper flakes. These are green flakes. I've got green and red that I'm going to throw in here. It's optional. Any kind of dehydrated vegetable you may have. I keep telling y'all, get a dehydrator. The more I use it, the more I like it. Dehydrated squash to put in these soup mixes. Then all you need pretty much with all of this is to add tomato sauce, tomatoes, and some kind of meat if you choose. That's going to be it. So we're going to start on our first jar of our DIY mason jar meal soup mix. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to do chili. Very easy. What I'm going to do is take some pinto beans. I'm going to open up the bag. And guys, doing this saves space, honestly, on your shelves. And it gets things out of these bags. So I just like it. And it's very, very convenient. We're going to open that up. I'm going to eyeball this as I see fit. I like to do half and half in my soup. So I'm going to do half pinto beans and half black beans. Again, this could be a great gift. It's great on your shelf. And it's so cheap. Now, if you want to do the kidney beans, that's fine too. However you want to do your chili. So you can see in the jar, I've added it about halfway with the pinto beans. I think I'm going to add some of my small red beans. They did not have dried kidney beans today at Walmart, so I'm using that. I don't buy beans in a can. I used to all the time, but I don't now. Okay, just a little bit to give it flavor, and then our black beans. If you have the mason jars, this is the way to go, if you have them sitting around. What I'm going to add to this, I had a spare pack of chili mix. I'm going to put it right on top. Open it up, put it down in the jar. You could layer it, It's almost a form of art, to be honest, by the time you start layering the stuff up. Now, put your lid on and your ring. So there you go. There's chili in a jar. What I'm going to do is put on instructions on this. On the top, I'm going to put what it is, add diced tomatoes, ground venison, ground beef, whatever you prefer, and that's it. And water, and put it on the stove. That's all you've got to do. And there's chili in a jar, shelf stable. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so for this one, I'm going to do a pea mixture. These are our green split peas. Open it up. Gosh, you can flavor this any way you so choose. I'm going to do about half the bag. Now, in this one, I'm going to add my dehydrated squash. Remember, this all rehydrates. I am going to add onion soup mix. If you don't have that, add minced onion. I think, in fact, I'll just add that. Just eyeball it, y'all. Okay? I am going to add powdered chicken broth. This is going to start being the base for a lot of these soups, especially if you don't have the little soup packets. Just add some in there. And just start flavoring, to be honest. Now I'm going to put pasta on top. As you go along, shake your jar to get the air out. Just like debubbling with canning. That way everything will condense down. You'll be able to hold more ingredients. Garlic powder here, I'm going to add that. Just a little bit. And I'm going to go back with the green peas and go again. That's totally just because I want it to be pretty for Christmas. You do not have to do that. And tell your family this is going to be a large pot of soup. Put your lid on, put your ring on. Now, if you want to write instructions for your family, if you have a lid, have something wrote on it, don't want to fool with getting it off, an easy way is to put a cupcake liner over it. Put instructions there, or just glue down or tape a little card with instructions on what to do. Put a piece of ribbon around it, you're good to go. If you're just putting it on your own shelf, then you're good to go. So there's going to be our pea vegetable pasta soup. Now, let's just do a mixture. Let's do Great Northern Bean soup. Northern beans are great with ham. If you've got ham, let your people know to add it to it. And I probably will. So, there's some northern beans. Let's add the onion soup mix down in this one. If you got the packets, it's more expensive, but it's so easy. You see that? That's just a hydrated onion, y'all. That's all there is to it. Let's go with cranberry beans. I spent, I believe, less than $25 just on these beans. It takes nothing to do this. Like I said, if you've got the mason jars. Let's go with our small red beans. Let's do some spices. I want some rosemary. I want some of this cayenne. And be careful if you open that, because it will take your breath if you've dehydrated cayenne pepper flakes. That one's going to be hot. Ooh. A little oregano. Pinto beans. Paprika. I'm going along as I see fit. That's normally what I would throw in a pot for supper for my husband. Green peas. Let's go back with those. Got some on the edge. Got your ring. There you go. Beautiful. That's just a bean soup. All right, let's do lentils. So lentils, like I told you, are great for a meat flavor replacement. They're high in protein. They're very, very good. I love lentils. I'm going to pour about half the pack in here. That would also be good for pint-sized jars. There's so little. Now, I am going to use my beef flavoring because I love, some of it's clumped. It'll be okay. Love that. Now, when I make this pot of soup, that looks like a lot of mix, but it's really not, y'all, because we're going to add so much more liquid to this as we go. Okay, so in this, I want some more bland beans since I'm going to have so much beef flavoring. So I am thinking I'm going to use navy beans. Let's use a little Old Bay. just to add a little flavor, and our pasta. What I'm going to do with these that have the pasta in it, y'all, is I am literally going to put it on low and cook this stuff that way for hours. With all these beans, all the pasta, that's what I am personally going to do. So that'll be just a meaty, beefy tasting soup. And you know what? I want a little garlic powder in there. There you go. There's lentil soup. Beautiful. All right, let's go back to the cranberry beans. Let's do that. I think you're kind of getting the drift by now. You can just change this any way you see fit. Just some more of our dehydrated squash. Again, corn would be great. Corn, green beans, anything like that dehydrated, you can grab it off the shelf and you've got a meal. Let's add some of our small red beans. To add ground cumin, I want this to be kind of a Mexican flavored dish. Black beans. Chili powder. Minced onion. Let's see if we can squeak this in here. Lid and ring. So in less than 5 minutes, I've made 5 jars. This is so easy, y'all. This is so super easy. Let's keep making combinations. All right, so now let's do another Mexican dish, and we're going to go back with the pinto beans over here. So pinto beans. Let's add a little garlic in the bottom. This is a great way to keep stuff on the shelves. And I'm going to tell you something else. If you have a chipped mason jar, do not throw it out. Use it for stuff like this. You may not can with it, but you can make shelf-stable meals with it. And this is so easy. Now, if you had dehydrated tomatoes, things like that, go for it. Let's do a little oregano. Here, I want a few of the navy beans. Add some chili powder. Add some beef mixture. Pasta. Minced onion. Paprika. I buy paprika in bulk. And you saw me in my last video, I believe, video before last. When I was in the kitchen, I was using smoked paprika. You could do that too. Tap your jar down like that if you need more room, okay? Now, I'm going to use the red cayenne pepper flakes that I have. The red and green, it does not matter, y'all. Those are kind of big chunks. They'll dissolve, give it flavor. Now, just to throw it over the edge, dehydrated limes. I'm going to put 2 of those in there. And just kind of remember to remove. For some reason, I just wanted 3. Cool. Now, let's top it off with cumin. Boom. There's Mexican noodle bake. You could even, guys, the possibilities are endless. Lentils, cranberry beans. I'm just going to do a big old mix. Woo. If you had a funnel, now would be a good time to use it. And I do. It's in all my canning stuff. I want some of the minced onion, and I want chicken broth flavoring. Navy beans, northern beans. Northern beans. And mix it up. All right, so I had like 5 cranberry beans left in this one. So now let's do this, the bulk of it. Let's add some thyme. Some dill weed. Chicken mix. Chicken bouillon mix. You could add the cubes. It's just cheaper to buy it like that in the powder. Some pinto beans. Minced onion. And some pepper flakes. Done. All right, last but not least, I have a bag of pintos open, black beans open, and great northern beans. And I'm just going to add them together and make just kind of like a chili mix. There's that. I'll do 2 at a time. Back with the onion, minced onion. Let's throw on some beef broth. Beef pintos. Now, let's do brown cumin. Chili powder. paprika, some pintos, and some limes. So guys, here you go. This is it. This is everything. It was 9 recipes. I did it in 10 minutes, and it was, just for that, I used half the beans I bought that were $25, so well, even less than that. So for 10, 12 bucks, you can do all this, especially reusing your lids. All you do is go grab it off the shelf. It's shelf stable, and guys, it's wonderful. That way you don't have to go get out 5-gallon buckets full of beans. You've got it on the shelf. Have those too, but have this sitting on your shelf so you can grab it for supper at night. It's great gifts. Put a little twine around it. It's so cute. Instructions: add diced tomatoes, add water, add beef, add venison, add chicken, add whatever. Cook. So there's nothing to it, and that makes it shelf stable. So guys, we got a lot coming out to you, but this is one easy way to prep your pantry with dried beans. We'll see you guys next time on Harmon Homestead.